You're listening to The Diarist, a Red Couch Black Dog production.
You can imagine I wasn't completely satisfied with the situation. I wasn't at all. Making a life for Richard, myself, and Margot was boring. Not when I was with them, of course, but I honestly wondered how other women did it. How Mother had all these years. Maybe it was the club and the cocktails. Maybe it was the social climbing and friendships, like Agatha Morris. To think she was going to the Poconos with the Morrises for Thanksgiving. It made my blood boil. She was cruel. And then the gall of Velvet Maud was excruciating. I supposed I was becoming paranoid because I couldn't help but think Ellen was deliberate and cunning in my replacement. I had never met Miss Maud, but I could imagine her well enough. Shoulder-length blonde hair, perhaps deep, velvety, colored green eyes. My blood boiled. It made me hate him and want him all the more. I thought of calling the office again, making him angry so he would come home and want to make love to me. I thought better of it. Instead, I decided to try and do as he asked and learn to love making a home for him. It was dreadful, but I invented a routine for myself. I was good when things were predictable. 1. Wake at 6. Bathe. Dress. 2. Call Richard and tell him I love him. Tell him my list of activities for the day. Ask what he'd like for dinner. 3. Have breakfast. 1 boiled egg and black tea. 4. Clean the apartment. Household errands. 5. Fix a cocktail in lieu of lunch. 3 saltines as a substitute. 6. Watch a program on television. 7. Take the bus to the Hayes' Manhattan apartment, typically so I could arrive just after Elizabeth left to fetch Margot at nursery school. That gave me an hour or so with Margaret, sometimes just waiting in the living room while she slept. Sometimes we'd have our little conversations. It was after Elizabeth returned home with Margot that my life would begin again. She would run into my arms and kiss me, show me a little picture she drew for me. We'd hold hands and walk to the park before returning to my apartment. Our home. I'd often have her in bed before Richard arrived home at 7. Then, the door would open and Richard would walk in. I would find myself shaking with desire, but I told myself to wait for him to express his desire. Often it was a painful game, but I told myself it made me stronger. Of course it did.